symptoms of your own experience and being conscious and human can help to, in a way, remedy how you're feeling. Um, I have experience with OCD, with triggers of loss and grief and parents suffering with illness, rapid chaotic change in the household. Uh, what else? I'm 21 years old. I have experience with, feeling judgment and being empathic and feeling the energy of those around you in a grand scope and not really knowing how to gauge that um, mentally, emotionally, spiritually at times in the past. And here I am in my present moment, uh, realizing what I can do today to help, you know, like somatic, subconscious roadblocks. And what that means is health anxiety, rumination, intrusive thoughts, negativity that you know is not yours, the voice or the snake, you know. Um, for me, it's like a boa constrictor because anxiety feels like you can't, like you're not meant to be here, or that you have to feel perpetually attacked or convulsive almost. And I realize certain things that are triggers in hearing other people's health, concerns like real health. Um, Growing up, my mother had cancer, and that went on for nearly 10 years, and that in of itself directly affects the subconscious of seeing somebody not worry, seeing somebody scared, seeing somebody trying to do their best to better their health, and in the end, you're powerless. Like you yourself as a person do not have any control over where that situation goes. So my advice is, as I'm working through this, I am not saying I'm completely out of the woods when it comes to, you know, uh, what's the right word? I guess you could say bettering myself. I do a lot of things. I have a lot of modalities, but even with the soundtrack that I have in the background with, sound therapy and bilateral stimulation and grounding and eating right, I still have these hurdles that I experience. I still have these moments of perpetual, you know, uh, anxious motion that I have to take a deep breath, exhale, and look at from a wider perspective and not get caught up in the tunnel vision aspect of seeing things um, so narrow, so pinpointed on, oh no, I have to give meaning to the sensation in my body. It has to be something bad because bad things have happened in the past. And if I don't protect myself now and worry about it, then I won't be able to see whatever's coming in the future, which doesn't exist, because we're not living the present moment to recreate what we had in our past. We're living the present moment to learn from the past, to recreate and will create in the present our new future that is better than what we've experienced. And, there's a reason for your consciousness individually, you and I, experiencing what the difference is. And, moment to moment, it's always changing. I believe talking about it helps, um, but I also believe sitting with it, sitting with the uncertainty helps. I have a spinal fusion corrected from 62 degrees to 28 degrees, and I'm barely 6 months post operation healed. Right now, the best thing I can do is surrender. I have minimal control over certain things I used to. I didn't know after surgery would be like this, where I'm not able to really hold a job, like really do the things that, I had always done. And I'd always done it under stress circumstances of I need to work, I need to go to school, I need to do this to provide, I need to do this to be a better version of myself. Right now is never enough. It's that constant chase that pushes what we're trying to attract away from us. And I'm getting a little off topic, I guess, but that's more like the law of attraction. We don't get what we desire, we get what we are. If we're constantly trying to get something out there, it, it's going to run away from us. It doesn't matter what it is. And maybe part of it might still stick around, but part of ourselves is not going to be present for it. And so, whether you believe in spirituality or whether you look into the last holistic aspect of, the psychological mind and the conditioning of human experience, I think Carl Jung is a great, you know, uh, philosophical asset to look into. But more than anything else, shared human experience is the healer. You know, you're not the only human on Earth that experiences health anxiety. And in fact, even a lot of successful people have experienced it. Logic, the rapper, uh, Bobby talked about it in an interview where he had terrible health anxiety when he was younger. Like, and the man grew up in the projects and, domestic violence situations. And I can only imagine the subconscious beliefs, the perpetual, motion that kept him stuck in there, like smoking cigarettes and being surrounded by people that have those same like patterns that you would in fact, once associate yourself with and your self-concept image. That's not absolute. And it obviously wasn't because he rapped his way out of those environments and he's a millionaire today. But, he constantly had images of himself dying, just out of control things that fear will tell you is a premonition. Whereas in the present moment, if you gain your power back within consciousness enough, you can say, oh no, this is a choice. This is not, actually, nothing is absolute. There's nothing is true within reality, but perceived present awareness. You know, that's the magic of kids. That's why people who are older, who have more hindsight on their lives, are able to share more clarity on lived experience. They have gone through it all. And not only to mention, having a partner with you that has been through more than you could ever imagine or fathom, and they choose to be themselves and shine the way that they naturally want to every day in life is a blessing. So, my advice to, let's say, a version of myself a year ago who's terrified of living and just perpetually like grounded in darkness almost, like a seed planted in soil, you think you're stuck and that God hates you and that you're the ant on the hill with a magnifying glass on you. There's nothing wrong with the way you feel, but it's a choice in how you want to perceive what you're feeling. And yeah, that's Matt's TED Talk. I need to get this off my chest because for too long we harbor the same recycled thoughts, the same recycled behaviors, the same recycled, quite literally everything. And if we don't break the pattern, our results will never change. Even if this video is just me, 0 to 1 views, and that's all it ever is. Good, thank God. At least I'm true to myself, and I put out what I'm thinking, feeling, and want to say. Um, but that's clarity for you. It can arrive even in the darkest situations. I've moved 3 times in the past 3 months, and finally, at least I'm home within myself, but let alone I have some place that I can call my own. And I'm not staying stuck. I'm gonna keep going. Try to post these videos more often and share my experience and my improvement in life. It's always improving. I hope it does for you too. Thanks for listening.